Hey, my name's James Nicholson and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now in this video, we're going to talk about serviced accommodation and holiday let mortgages. What are they? Should you have one? And much more. And where can you get them? And all that sort of stuff besides. Now, while you're here, make sure you do me two favors. One, smash the like button. Two, subscribe and hit the bell notification. We've got new content every single day. We're one of the fastest UK property investment channels on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on all our new content. So, Airbnb, booking.com, hotels.com, holiday rentals. Now, these aren't new. Holiday homes have been around for absolutely decades. I remember people when I was a kid that would have holiday homes and would rent out holiday homes, but it was often more abroad in France, Spain, and other places like that. However, in the last 10 years, they've become very popular in the UK as well. Because what you get as a benefit in serviced accommodation or a holiday let is a home away from home. In fact, I did a video about 3 weeks ago now on the channel in an Airbnb that I stayed in Doncaster. And it was pretty much the same price as a hotel. But the hotels in Doncaster, because there's not lots of them, were actually full. I'm not really sure what was going on in town that day, but I couldn't get a room in the Travelodge or the Premier Inn. That's pretty much the only hotels that they have there. So I had to look on Airbnb. And for the same price, I was able to get a 3-bedroom house. Now, that might not be useful for everyone, but if you think about this, a 3-bedroom house, it could have easily slept 6 people in there because there were 3 double beds. Downstairs, there were sofa beds. You could have even slept more people in there. So it actually could end up costing you about £10-15 per person. Plus you've got a garden, you've got a kitchen, you've got your own bathroom. It just makes it that little bit more comfortable. And that's why these things are becoming more popular. So people are using serviced accommodation for holidays, but they're also using them when they need to move out because they've got some building work or they relocate somewhere, or hotels are all full in that town. There's various reasons why people would use serviced accommodation. And so because of that, lots of investors have started running their buy-to-let portfolio as serviced accommodation. There's other tax benefits for that, which you should go and check out my channel because I've got videos on that as well. Look up section 24 and you'll find some videos on that. So the tax is obviously better for the landlord as well. And so because of that, it's very important that you have the right mortgage. The consequences of not having that is that the mortgage company could call your debt in at any time. It's the same as if you have a residential mortgage on a property and you're running it as a buy-to-let. You must have the right type of mortgage. A buy-to-let mortgage is not the correct mortgage for serviced accommodation or holiday lets, as we call them. So what you need to do is you need to get a commercial mortgage, and that commercial mortgage will be very similar to a buy-to-let, but you need to go to a specialist lender. That's very important. So what loan to value can you get? Is it similar to buy-to-let or is it different? Well, it's actually the same. So you can borrow 75% loan to value, which means if you've got 100 grand property, you can borrow 75,000. You would need to put in the £25,000 as a deposit. Or if you've already got a buy-to-let and you're looking to remortgage, you just need to have at least 25% equity in that property in order to be able to borrow the money to do this. Now, interest rates are very similar to buy-to-let. They're similar to running through a business, a limited company. So mortgages through a limited company are often slightly more expensive because there's not so many providers, so it's a little bit less competitive. It's about 0.5% higher, not too bad. So it's not really too bad, and you get the benefits of tax breaks and stuff like that anyway. And so interest rates, you're going to be looking at a very similar amount. Length of time and type of mortgage, you would normally get this on an interest-only mortgage, the same as a buy-to-let. So they're going to look at the numbers, but they're going to be different, aren't they? On a buy-to-let, they look at how much rent are you going to achieve. On this, they're going to look at how much are you going to get as income to that business. And it's actually easier for this to stack up than it is a buy-to-let, because you might end up getting 4 or 5 grand in income rather than 800 or 900 quid as rent. So it's quite easy to actually get that number to stack up. But you'll need to know your numbers. You need to know roughly what you expect the occupancy to be. So you need to look at Airbnb and see other comparables in the area, see what the occupancy rates are like, the nightly rate that they're charging. Like for like, is your property in the same quality as one of those? Lenders wise, there's not loads of lenders that do this, but a couple that I've had a look at online that look pretty good, that I know that some people have used. Wadsford Finance, sorry. I'll write that down because I've pronounced it wrong, so that's not even helped, is it? So it's double T, Wadsford Finance. And the other one is Holiday, this is the company name, Holiday Let Mortgage UK. Those are 2 lenders that you can have a look at, tell them we sent you, and they will give you all the details on this. But the point is that you must have the right mortgage. It's very, very reckless to go out there and put the wrong type of mortgage onto your property. You're in breach of your mortgage terms and conditions then, and that could be very, very difficult for you down the line. Now, one other option that you've got is to speak to your existing lender. They might allow you to do this, but you need to seek permission first. So there are lots of people, I did this. I had a residential mortgage on my first property. You know, the flat that's just down the road from here, you might have seen on the channel. That was a residential mortgage, and I said, I want to let this out. And so with permission, they knew about it. Now I wasn't in breach of any of my terms and conditions on the mortgage. That's the key here. If you let them know, they can either say yes or they can say no. If they say no, then you just refinance with another provider that does allow this. Don't break rules. Don't get caught out. It's very, very serious. If you don't have permission, you're breaching the terms. And if they called in that mortgage, you might not have that money sitting there to be able to pay them, and you could get yourself in a lot of trouble. So those are some providers. Those are some rules. You get 75% loan to value. You can use that with equity or putting in a deposit. The rates are going to be similar to buy-to-lets through a limited company. And a few lenders that you've got is Wadsford and Holiday Let Mortgage UK. Let me know if you're interested in serviced accommodation. In fact, if you want to know more about serviced accommodation, why don't you join the Property Accelerator? I'm going to put a link in the description where you can try us out for £1. That £1 will give you full access to the Property Accelerator serviced accommodation course and a ton of others. And if you want to stick around, then we'll gladly help you on your property investment journey. So click on the link, join that list, and go and check it out. It's just £1, guys. That's it from me. Check out all the other content on my channel, including this video right here.